Okay, so I finally figured out this heat storm stuff, and if you're trying to use this in a garage, my recommendation would be make sure you're as insulated as you can be. That would be my number one tip. But there's a few other things that I think would be helpful, and I'm going to point those out real quick and let you guys know the tips I made to get this thing up and running. So number one, like I said, is insulation. So I tried to insulate my garage, which has these walls that are foundation concrete bricks. And I used to have the heat storm plugged in up over there, which when it's about a 20 or 30 degree day, didn't really do much. Maybe got the two-car garage up to like 40 degrees. So that was 2 years ago when I got this heat storm, and I kind of gave up on it and came back around to it after I got this dedicated circuit over here, this outlet that's dedicated on a 20 amp. So that's one of my recommendations, right? So number one, first is insulation. So insulation, make sure you get all of this garage door insulation done. I did even over here. I insulated the gaps over in between there, even up there. And that really made a big difference with keeping the warm air in. So once I did that, I experimented with the heat storm and found that it still wasn't able to get the temperature to stay in the 60s. So the second thing I did was use a different heater, whether it's on oil filled or, for instance, this one, which is a propane heater. Get the temperature up as much as possible. So once you get the temperature up as much as possible, then you can run this heat storm to maintain the temp. So I found that this heat storm doesn't really boost temp when it's cold. It's good at maintaining. So that would be my second recommendation. Once you get the room and your insulation set, the room temp and the insulation set, then you can really rely on the heat storm. The third one that I did after I figured those two out was the box fan. So the heat storm, you can see it pushes out a little bit of this heat, if you can hear it, but it doesn't really push out a ton of air. This is on high, and I literally feel it maybe like 3 feet away at max. After that, you don't feel too much. So what I do is I have this box fan that's running next to it to push the air going in all the other directions of the garage. So the heat storm pushing straight forward and the fan's kind of circulating it around. So that's tip number 3. Tip number 4 again is the getting the dedicated breaker to run the heat storm. So I had an electrician wire this from my breaker, dedicated 20 amp. So I could run this on high if I need to. So what I found is once the temperature is up and maintaining, it doesn't need to be on high, but you might need to get it on high the first day or two to maintain the temp, and then once you have the temp maintained, you can set it on auto. And then the last thing I would recommend, the fifth thing, is install the heat storm lower to the ground. And as you know, heat rises. So previously I had this heat storm up, more up there. So in line with that outlet, because the cord on the heat storm is really short, so it doesn't give you much play. So I had it like right next to the outlet up there. And again, it was down lower, and I ran this for like a few weeks just to test positioning. And the lower you can get it, the better, because obviously it's pushing out heat. The heat's going to rise and then circulate around. So that's my tips. It's about 5 tips, and I hope you guys find that helpful. Right now, it's, this winter it's been around anywhere from like under 10 to 30 degrees, And I've had this heat storm now that I figured out all these things up and running between 55-60 degrees in the garage, unattended. So hope you guys enjoy and hope that helps.